DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sappbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates, financing, savings,
and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5255 5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist. This time he beats the kicker and one more. DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got DeMornay Pierson-El, the host as always to my left. You guys can join in 402-464-5685. We do got NFL on the brick and mortar. So if you guys want to join in, use the apps. If you're hearing us right now, that means you probably already found it. Congrats. Facebook, YouTube, X, Iowa Channel 961. And it is currently the Buccaneers and Lions on the brick and mortar. 14-9, 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to go.
It's a battle.
It is a battle. I don't think anybody was expecting anything different in this game, though.
No.
Any game with Baker Mayfield, you're not going to pull away, at least so far this season. That's what he's been showing. But we got some other games, really fun stuff to talk about before we get to NFL. We'll talk about NFL tomorrow. We'll talk about my Bears, four straight wins. And we'll talk about your Raiders. They got some tough situations, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
It's a rough week for me.
It's looking like a rough future for you.
It's a rough week.
With that
Chip
being
Kelly,
said,
ugh.
yeah, I'll say this much. I think I might have whiffed completely on my hope for the Raiders. I was like, oh, Pete Carroll. I like Kelly in there.
I don't think Pete's the issue. I think Chip Kelly is.
The offense is certainly your biggest problem. But then, we'll leave them alone. Like I said, we'll get to the Raiders tomorrow and the rest of the NFL because we still got this game. And there's another Monday night game later tonight as well. I think it's like a 9 o'clock start.
Yeah.
Is that Falcons and who?
Nah, Seahawks and Houston.
Thank you. Yeah, Seahawks, Houston. That one really late. Also, we'll be on the brick and mortar at 9 o'clock. So we'll have plenty left to talk about, though. Locally, let's talk about Husker football. And then we'll get to our picks towards the end. But I kind of want to get the bad stuff out of the way. Well, here's our score predictions, and I'll just be blunt with how bad I was and how off I was. You had 31-17. I was worse, 34-10.
I was off, too.
You were off. I was off by quite a bit. Just give me your thoughts, initial thoughts on that game.
On the score, okay.
You can pick anything you want to talk about.
I'm trying not to be a former player that bashes the team because being I remember what it was when things kind of didn't go right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people not being in the building. So I don't want to necessarily bash them. Oh, they suck. This and this and that. But the execution and excitement and, attention to detail for that game, I don't think was where it should have been at. I think a lot of the stuff that happened in the game is very, very fixable stuff, but it's also stuff that has been in our face since game one. It's just now kind of starting to catch us. So when everybody was happy and this and this and this and that, about not losing the close games and everything like that. Those small problems were still there. It just wasn't enough to cause us a loss. And we've been closer and closer to that these past couple weeks and everything like that. And fast forward to Friday, that happened. Missed assignments. One-on-one battles and everything like that were lost. Missed just execution. The execution was poor. And for as good as athletes and as good as Dana is as the OC to get things going and everything like that, I know that's it's hard when people have your playbook and they kind of sit in zones to take away your quick throws and everything like that. I know a lot of people, say, oh, well, he's holding on to the ball and X, Y, and Z and everything like that. And it's not that simple.
They're baiting on you to go with the quick game, knowing that you can't protect the quarterback.
So it's, they're winning with three guys. Okay, well, if three guys are rushing, how many people are in coverage?
any NFL quarterback will struggle necessarily with that. You know what I mean? So like it's not black and white, and I don't think, you know, a lot of people actually, I don't want to say a lot of people. You know, I just hope a lot of people realize kind of like what opposing teams are necessarily trying to do to kind of stop the workflow of the offense and everything like that. And that being said, you know, I think Rule, Danny and them have to do a better job of, you know, countering necessarily that and making adjustments to kind of get things back on track and everything like that. But, you know, it hasn't been easy.
Let's hear from the man himself. We got plenty of Matt Rule audio, and I don't know if you listened to it all, but he was pretty blunt today.
Mm-hmm.
And
I bet he was.
I think that's probably the only way you can head into that one. Like, all right, any sort of coach speak, these guys aren't going to hear it. So he was pretty blunt today. Here's what he wants to see on Coach Horderson.
Yeah, I trust Dana with my life. We got to get the quarterback to get the ball out. And I'm not saying he's holding the ball. I'm saying we have to give him plays where we were covered a lot of times in the game. Like,
point for Des Moines Pierson.
They matched our routes, and there was like nowhere to go with the ball. So like that's why like it's, you know, I'm in no way defending anyone. I'm just trying to make sure our team here is like it was everything, and that's why it's not good enough, right? Like we recovered. Then when we did get behind them, we didn't make the play, and then, you know, they blitzed the back, and then, you know, when we played man and they beat us on shallow crosses, then it's like, oh shoot, we can't, you know, we got to play some more zone. You know, I mean, we're supposed to cover the guys, and we didn't cover at a high level, so we didn't pressure a ton. They pressured us, and we didn't hurt them with it. So then all of a sudden you're like, all right, let's pressure these guys. And so it's just complementary football. It's a little bit of everything. So I think Dana has to go back with his staff, and they have to figure out how we can run the football. I mean, football will never change. All I talk to the team about is don't beat ourselves with penalties and missed assignments. Win the turnover battle. We didn't lose it, but we didn't win it. Run the ball, stop the run, protect and affect the quarterback, win the situations. We're not scoring touchdowns in the red zone. We're not winning third down. It was bad all around. So, you know, I think that, you know, I think the biggest thing is, hey, what can we do? Not, hey, this play's really good versus this coverage versus the guy. Like, what can we do? And let's do that. And, you know, get Pritchett back. You know, that'll help. You know, Rocco playing will help. No disrespect to the guys that went in. You know, just, you know, those guys, obviously your starter for a reason. So losing 2 starters was tough. But and then I think to Sean's point, I'd like to see us run the football a little bit more because, I mean, Emmett's playing really well.
So there you have it. You know, he kind of just broke down everything of, we can talk about the sacks. We can talk about the offensive line. We can talk about the running back, maybe not getting chip block here and there, or we can just talk about the entire team not playing to the standard. I mean, when you lose like that, that's a collective effort.
Yeah.
And shout out to people texting in here. We'll get to those as well. We got Bruce Davis. Says he's watching from the Philippines. Go Big Red.
There you go.
He says, so it's too late to fix the offense and the defense. This team's got to play better.
I don't think it's too late.
I think ask, is it too late?
No, I think what's wrong is 60. It's a 60-40 split, and the 60 is on the player. The coaches, they have a plan, you know, of execution. Everything has to go right. Everything has to, you know, be situated and everything like that. You have unseen things that happen, i.e., guys getting hurt, guys getting tossed out the game and everything like that. Yes, that's big and everything like that. But I know for a fact, like, they're going over every little thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's certain things that are supposed to be done. That the guys are supposed to execute, and you're supposed to know week in and week out. You go, you know, 5.5, 6 hours of meetings a day, you know? So, I mean, it's a lot of maybe repetitive stuff. I know they're going over it. The 60 part comes in where guys have to execute. Guys have to win their one-on-one matchups. Guys have to, you know, be dominant and not necessarily be the reason why, you know, it hurts the team. And I think kind of since Michigan, we've been seeing more and more, you know, self-inflicted stuff.
Well, how many of the issues we saw in Michigan have been fixed? Any?
I don't think so. I mean, red zone is still an issue. Red zone has been an issue since the first game.
Yeah, red zone's been an issue.
and like I said, game
protecting the quarterback
has been an issue.
Uh-huh. The run game,
starting fast has been an issue.
Mhm.
Playing consistent and complement. I wouldn't say it's been an issue. It's been inconsistent at times.
which is an issue.
I
mean, it's gonna happen, right? You're gonna flow, but the best teams stay more consistent than not, and that's the same thing with our run game. It's like, who would have thought that Minnesota was going to be the better running team that day, especially after who'd they have the week before, where Minnesota gave up over 200 yards on the ground.
I think teams like Minnesota, teams like Northwestern, Iowa, like those teams, like they're fundamentally sound. And at times for all 4 quarters, we're not a fundamentally sound team. And it ends up hurting us because the little things start to add up, and it goes on the opposite side of us. Like, I still think we got a good team. I still think, the coaches definitely are the right coaches for the job and everything like that. But it's hard to counter things when, like I said, execution is just not, 80%. I think if execution is 80% done and everything like that, it doesn't look like that.
Well, I see. That's part of the problem.
If it's not 75%, it doesn't necessarily look like that.
Well, I was listening to Jay Foreman on that Sunday morning after as well, and he's talked about this before, but it's true. Like, I hate calling out guys' effort and stuff, but it feels like there's certain days where you're not going to have 100% every day.
For sure.
And that's why you see these juggernauts every now and then have these close games. But if you got 80%, you better damn well see 80% that day, whatever you got. And just felt like the game was slipping away there. And I had to look it up. It was Purdue. Purdue racked up 253 yards on the ground versus Minnesota with their only returning starter coming back. Shout out Mockabee for the Purdue Boilermakers. But there just wasn't a lot going on. Some of the team stats between Nebraska and Minnesota, time of possession, it balanced itself out, but then that first half I know was pretty dire, but it actually balanced out pretty decent, still significant. 28 to Minnesota's 32, so about a 40-minute difference. And if you look at that first half, it was a lot worse than that. Third down efficiency, we were 3 for 11. Minnesota was 5 for 12. We only went for it once on fourth down. We did not get it. That's another stat I got to look up. I don't think we're great on fourth downs this year.
We're not.
Total yards, 213 to Minnesota's 339. We got 177 through the air. They got 153, 36 yards rushing. And I know you can tally in the quarterback sacks, which is a huge chunk of it. So real quick, let me just look at Emmett Johnson individually. 14 carries for 63 yards. So 4.5 average.
Still not good enough.
Not good enough, but not bad. Not bad.
He getting 4.5 yards and how many total carries?
14.
Yeah, like that's not.
Dylan Arroyo with 13 carries for negative 34. Obviously, all sacks.
The only thing is like, okay, if it's not necessarily getting started early on the ground and everything like that, like I've said it before, Emmett is the heartbeat of the team. If he gets going and everything is easy. I would like to see him invested and started, early and often. And I'm not saying he's not doing that. I'm not saying that they're not, but
they try to get him going. You could tell on that first drive, and it was popping off for a little bit there. He's making some big runs, but then it just came to a grinding halt.
And it's like it's not. I don't think it's all him and all not. Dana getting him the ball and everything. There's other one-on-one executions up front. You got 5 guys blocking pretty much 3 guys, and we're on the losing end of that. Like that's bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you're coaching Nebraska's offense, how do you counter what Minnesota's doing? They're playing you on the short game, getting pressure.
It's hard, like I said. When
execute better?
When did the lineman go down with the injury? Was that early in the game or late in the game?
Spindler?
Yes.
They did. The announcers missed it completely. I don't want to say it was super early in the game. 402-464-5685. I want to say it was like
I can't remember if it was right before halftime or a little bit.
I want to say it was the third quarter, but it might have been before that.
And then that's not the one.
Elijah Pritchett got ejected for targeting.
That was early in the game.
That was early in the game.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you lose. Skill wise, I mean, those are 2 of the better guys out there. Just regarding like the actual talent. If you want to talk about penalties and everything else, like
I think getting Dylan necessarily out of the pocket and on the edge, that way it's he's moving to his right. He's a right-handed quarterback, getting and moving, to the right. You got flood concepts, you got crossing concepts that you can kind of put, in front of him and everything like that. There are certain things that you can, do in the middle of the field that might take a little bit of time and everything like that, but stretch your seams, crossing and everything, high, low, some stuff and everything like that. Intermediate to kind of back them off and kind of he's good. He's a good enough quarterback to kind of layer it. And then you can take your shots and everything like that. Of course, your wide receiver screens, your tight end screens.
We didn't see a whole lot of that.
No.
Which kind of surprised me.
And especially, if they're blitzing and everything like that, where we've seen it with Maryland. Maryland was blitzing and they got hit big on a few screens and everything like that. And I don't know if just again people had missed assignments and it could literally be one missed assignment that ruins a whole screenplay. Like all you need is one missed block, or somebody doesn't start it. You know what I mean, and it's all bad. So I'm not saying just the quick game stuff and everything like that. I just looking at that, like the energy, I don't know, was lacking after I would say the first couple of drives. And I don't know if that's just kind of the Friday thing.
I think of Minnesota 9-8 minute drive too to just keep. I mean, we got that 3 and out, or no, I think they might have got a first down in there, but we get them out. I know they got a first down. And this to me was the game. PJ Fleck on 4th and inches at about the 50 opted to play the field game. To me, like he was not. He was intrigued to see. He was respecting our offense at that point. Like, we're gonna play the field game with these guys. If we give this up right here, there's a good chance they put up 6 or 7. And then again, they didn't play great versus Purdue after giving as much as they did on the ground. So it just felt like once they punted that and then they got that stop and they went on a 9-minute drive, like all the confidence was gone. And then all of a sudden, Minnesota just didn't have to play conservative anymore. They're like, okay, we got these guys already. They're off. And then we never found the rhythm. That was the first game where at no point did we find the rhythm. Because even against Michigan State, we started hot. We lost it completely. But then we found it late, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. This is a game like first time we've seen quarter to quarter, never found a rhythm whatsoever.
It was a frustrating game because I believe we've seen them execute play at a higher efficiency, at a more enthusiastic level, and it just kind of was missing. And I understand it's getting, what is week 7? That was week 7 at that
yeah,
point
that's week 7.
You know what I mean? So like I get that and everything like that, but you got some of the best facilities in the world with stuff and everything like that. And
Week 8. Week 8.
Last week was week 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, week 8. Sorry. It just was underperforming, and they have higher expectations. I think everybody in the state has higher expectations, and it was just one of those things to where expectations. Effort and everything fell short of expectations, and it looked like.
Well, let's hear expectations. Let's hear Matt Rule, his thoughts on the offensive line. I'm sure is getting brought up a lot in the media. Let's hear Rule.
Yeah, 9 sacks is not good enough. Like, so there's I think 3 are on the running back. Some are balls. It's just all around. Balls got to get out faster. We've got to protect better. Backs have to step up and win the 1-on-1. But we're not gonna walk away from that. If you're an offensive lineman, you can't give up 9 sacks. So
let's hear a little bit more on it. Since he was brief. Rule on just the 9 sacks.
Yeah, I'm saying if you're one left-handed, if you flip one up in the air, some of those could be sacks. I'm saying I just they came out and they decided to pressure us and they blitzed us and we didn't adjust well enough to it. And the shame of it is it's 7-6 at halftime. Go win the game in the second half. Like regroup at halftime, come out and do what you've done the last couple of weeks. It's not going to be easy. It's not. You're on the road at a packed house, national TV. Of course, they're going to come out and play you hard. And so it's like, come out in the second half and win the game. And that's what they did. We didn't do that. They did that. So we didn't hit their quarterback. They hit our quarterback. It's just a pretty simple game.
And that's the part where I'm saying, like, we never caught the rhythm. 7-6 at half. I wasn't feeling great about the game, obviously. So I'm like, eesh, we're not looking great. But I was like, we just got to catch our rhythm here and we can go get the second half. And it was the complete opposite. Minnesota completely turned it on against us. And give Drake Lindsay some credit. He looked really good in that game. Now, he's not asked to do a ton.
No.
But he's delivering when he's asked it. And he's hitting shallow crossers. He's hitting little quick slant routes. But you know what? When you got great athletes out there, you're going to get you yak yards. That's exactly what you'll take. He played really good.
You pair that with missed assignments again on defense, missed tackles, blown coverages, So again, like I said, one-on-one execution is the reason why we lost that game.
What was practice like for you after one of these games in Bo Pelini?
It sucked. I'll say that in the Bo Pelini era, I don't think we necessarily kind of lost like that. The closest
it'd be like an Ohio State loss or something.
The closest thing was maybe when Melvin Gordon went for 405 3/4.
Yeah, that one for sure. Probably.
But we were still we were rolling. I mean, we had them. We were up 21-0 on them. Melvin had fumbled twice.
Mm-hmm.
We were balling. Like it was a completely different game, and
that was a really good Wisconsin team. I can't say that about Minnesota. No disrespect, but that's not the Melvin Gordon Wisconsin team.
They had a few first rounders, a few All-Americans on the offensive line, a few first rounders on the defensive side of things and everything like that. So that's the only close during the Bo Pelini era that I feel like can somewhat relate to that. To where like we were scoring is just our defense just. It was a slow leak, and it wasn't nothing that the defense can really do to kind of like put a stop to it.
And Gordon was just. Say what you will. Like, if he didn't have fumbling issues, he'd probably have a longer career in the NFL as well. That guy's he's a freak.
I played with him with the Broncos, so like I know Mel. We talk about that game often, and he pissed me off. They were running. They were having a offensive lineman pull to a 5'7", 160-pound corner.
Who's the back behind Gordon that year?
It might have been Corey Clemente, something like that. I think.
Okay, I was trying to remember. Just the entire Wisconsin era. It was like put it back in, they'll punish you.
It was. Corey is a Super Bowl champ with the Eagles the first time they won it with what's the quarterback? Nick Foles with him. I got Melvin, I had Corey Clement, and I had Taylor. So
squad.
Yeah, it wasn't no let off. So yeah, it was. But when we would lose like that, I think the next week it was definitely physical. At practice, one side of it was chippy.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of got back down to the basics and everything like that. Took care of our bodies and whatnot, and definitely, the next game that we came out, definitely took it out on people. But in the Bo Pelini era, the games like that, I can't really recall and say, that's how it was. We've had a few of those maybe in like the Riley era. But to not score, yeah, we did, because I can't. We played Ohio State twice, and I don't think we scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
As well, both times at the shoe and in Lincoln. So that was pretty tough. So being on that side of it, like I said, it's embarrassing. But it's bad, especially when certain positions can't affect the game and everything like that. Going back to those games, Ohio State have multiple first rounds on their D line. So
their offense and their special team. Ohio State had guys all over the field. That's different than this was supposed to be a struggling Minnesota team. Is what bothers people. It's the same way it bothered people when we lost to UCLA last year, where it's okay. It's one thing to lose to a team.
It's the same.
It's another thing to get punked by him.
I don't think we got punked.
I don't know what you called 9 sacks.
UCLA last year. Okay, I can say that. I don't think necessarily it. I don't think that game was a punk. Like I said, that's a mixed execution. People, I don't know if it's overthinking. They got tossed into the fire and just weren't ready. A combination of things and everything like that.
I'll call it what you want. Not good. Not good enough. And those guys will say the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive of it. Shout out to my mom. She's in here listening. Says, Harrison, everybody in our small town of Hartington is questioning if we will win another game. The mood here is the lowest I've seen and felt in a long time.
We will.
I promise you, Georgia Southern was worse. They'll win another game, though.
That was a bad
Oh, I was so happy to be at like a wedding that weekend. It was on TV, and I, saw the score, a few more beverages, stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was that type of day.
One of those type of games.
Yeah, I was like, I'll wake up and read the headlines tomorrow, and we all know what the headline was. Scott Frost was fired. So that was probably the worst it ever was, and I was back home for that, so I know the vibe. But no, I mean Northwestern, USC, UCLA, Penn State, Iowa. If you can't win another game out of that, then we can actually maybe look at the panic alarm button. But I mean the guys got to just lock it. You know what's worse than being 5-2 is being 5-3. I mean they're at the point now where you just lost to a Minnesota team that wasn't that good. At this point, it's annoying to keep saying it. You can't walk into anything.
Games like that, you have to win the games that you need to win and that you should win. Again, missed tackling showed up. Execution on simple 1-versus-1 assignments showed up. And it derailed the whole game.
Well, with that being said, we will throw it to break. Score update for you in the NFL. Lions got another one, 21-9, 13 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Jared Goff, 19 for 27. He's got a touchdown and a pick with 242 yards. Baker Mayfield, 15 for 25, 104 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 pick as well. With that being said, we'll throw it to break. We'll keep giving you updates because we got 2 Monday Night Football games as the night goes on. Dylan Punt Tower, Good Morning Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. We'll talk to you in a bit.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tag machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
Imagine hitting rewind on your life 10, even 20 years. With testosterone therapy from Limitless Male, you can turn back the aging clock and get your edge, energy, and confidence back. If you've lost your drive, sleep deprived, muscle loss, belly fat, irritable, you're not the guy you once were. Get your T levels checked at Limitless Male. More and more men are realizing hormone replacement can turn back the clock. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Husker fans know when you work together, great things happen. At Cornhusker Bank, they're more than your financial partner. With 5 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Omaha, they're your neighbors, your teammates, and your biggest fans. Whether you're saving for your first home, planning your future, or growing your business, they're right here in Nebraska to help you move forward together. Visit cornhusker.bank to learn more. Cornhusker Bank, member FDIC. Doing life together.
Deciding on a college with your high school senior can be a little overwhelming for parents. But applying for money to pay for it is simple. FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is now easier than ever with fewer questions and faster fill-out times. If you have a high school senior, now is the time to apply for thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing. Get started, Nebraska, at dothefafsa.org. Sponsored by Education Quest Foundation. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. All the positivity. More from the comments. Cobain chimes in. Says O-line and defensive line are soft. You're not the only one with that opinion today. You can hold whatever you want. I'm not going to yell at anybody after a performance like that. With that being said, DeMornay, I did call it. BJ Fleck does this every year. Does he not set Nebraska up just to hype him up and then he gets that win? He just outcoached us again. He's got a really good track record of just consistently outcoaching Nebraska. It doesn't matter if you have Jeff Sims at quarterback, if you got Dylan Raiola at quarterback, if it's Adrian Martinez at quarterback, it just doesn't matter. BJ Fleck's had our number, and at some point in time, you got to tip your cap. But, I mean, that was the other part of it. It's the players' execution. I mean, it's so. What was your split on coaching and players? Like 60-40?
Mm-hmm.
That feels about right. I don't know what you would tell Dana to do, because we were talking about it off air. Okay, you want Dylan to get rid of the ball because they're rushing 3, and they're getting pressure with 3. Well, that part right there, they're rushing 3. So how many guys are out there in coverage? And that's why you're seeing the ridiculous, not ridiculous, really incredible plays by Dylan Raiola, scrambling nonstop. He gets one where he throws it and he makes the completion with like an inch off the ground. He shows off a left-handed toss, switching it to his left. I mean, I don't really blame Dylan Raiola a whole lot in this game. He could have played better, absolutely, but so could everybody else. But for people to sit here and think if we put TJ Lateef in there, the game's different.
It's not.
I guarantee you it's not.
It's not.
It's probably even worse. And it's nothing against TJ Lateef, but that's a tough environment to pop in on the road against Minnesota when you have 0 time in the pocket.
Exactly. And the answer is just not moving on from one player to another. Like,
you got to fix the problem.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't necessarily work like that. And it's like, oh, well, he's a little bit more mobile and everything like that. Like, yeah, I get that. But that's not always the answer.
That's like me having, a water leak in my house and it's causing my floorboards to get wet and moldy. And instead of fixing the water leak, I just replace the boards.
Same problem. You have the same issue.
Yeah, you're going to have the same problem. You're not doing anything. You're just being an idiot about your decision making. And I mean, that's just how I feel. I mean, I know it's easy to always want the next guy, but when you've been at Nebraska for as long as we have, how many times have we just gone through the cabinet, grab a bunch of new faces and guys and get the exact same result because the problems persist?
For a while.
Yeah. I will say this, though. When it comes to one guy, I was hoping for a little bit more from Donovan Rail and his crew this year. He's I mean, listen, he's been here the longest. It's 4 years. He is the only holdover from Scott Frost. And I'm sure he's got him holding that same criticism to himself, or at least I'd hope so. You should be the most polished group out there. I know you're losing some talent from time to time, but even this year's group, you got some new faces, but you got a lot of juniors, seniors, guys that have seen the field already, whether through injury or starting in prior seasons. I mean, and if you don't like the players you have in the room, again, you've had 4 years to kind of voice your development and what you want.
I think Adam Carricker listed, I think last week, or I heard him say how many combined starts, between what I think 7 or 8 guys or something.
It's a lot.
Like that. And for them to necessarily play like that, it's a head scratcher. Consistently to play like that is a head scratcher. I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not in the meetings. I'm not in the building and everything like that. But for them to have that many experienced players and for it to not gel, for it to not kind of look, smooth. I don't know how can you not, when that's, probably been the most, when they've had, like you said, they've had their coach the longest.
Well, and a lot of the times when I see the problems with the offensive line, sometimes they'll just get flat out beat. It happens. Sometimes they're just not communicating. And again, that's where I'm like, okay, year 4, what's going on here? I talking to you off air. The one play, they bring 2 guys off the edge. The left tackle and right tackle both kind of ride the guys, let them go downfield. And then the center somehow ends up in a 1-on-1 despite rushing 3. And you got a bunch of people, he gets bull rushed. And now Dylan really has nowhere to step up. And you let a 3-man rush once again sack the quarterback. And then again, you can put TJ Lateef in there, but I mean, that same problem's going to be there. Anything off to add on Nebraska, Minnesota?
No.
I don't either. There's always next week. Well, let's talk about the picks. You won. There's the good news. Huskers lost. Raiders lost. You got the picks, though.
Barely.
How's your fantasy team doing? It's just been a bad week.
Can we get a restart, please? a fantasy, please?
All righty. Let's go into the picks. Well, we picked 6. We had to change it up, try to get a little bit more separation from last week. The very first game that we picked was LSU in Vandy.
Just very disappointing. I think LSU might fire BK next. He might be the next coach fired in college football. They lost to Vandy. It's bad. If I know LSU and Baton Rouge, yeah, the seat's pretty warm.
I mean, Vandy is so hard to tell how good they are because we talked about this before the game. I was like, they lost to Bama, but they lost by 16. And then now you get number 10 LSU because I think we all think that Bama's a pretty good team now.
But LSU's been, in my opinion, LSU has been underperforming all year as well.
Well, that very beginning of the year, they were playing Clemson, and you thought that was going to be an epic matchup. You might have thought it was an epic matchup after the game ended, but as the season run on, you're like, maybe both these teams aren't as good as we initially thought.
And they aren't.
And Vanderbilt just proved that. I got that one, though. I did pick Vanderbilt. It helped that they were at home. Like I said, you end up winning this week, though. Next game. You picked Michigan. You got it. I wasn't even close with that one. What was the final score here? I'm trying to find it.
It was a beatdown.
24-7.
Yeah, it was a beatdown.
Yeah, it was not close.
Yeah,
I was a fool for picking Washington on the road.
I don't know why you did that one. You were convinced too.
I've been high on Washington all year
because they probably paid Ohio State probably well, and you thought, yeah, no.
I like Coleman, the running back, a lot.
Okay,
and I was like, maybe he'll do some damage. No, especially playing in the brick house like that. It was not the right call.
Yeah, no.
All right, so tied up 1-1 here, and Dogs and Ole Miss. I took Ole Miss.
I wanted Ole Miss to win, but I took the
Dogs. And you were right in that one. Ole Miss, they fall short. I mean, I can't figure out what ever goes on with Ole Miss where they just can't get over the hump. It feels like you got a down Georgia team. I get you got to play in Georgia, but they can't ever figure out how to get over that hump. And then you go look at Jackson Dart last year, and you're like, well,
the same thing happening with them.
Yeah, and then you look at Jackson Dart in the NFL, and you're like, okay, you guys clearly had a legitimate quarterback, but nonetheless, Ole Miss still hitting their head on the wall. So you get that one. We both take Bama. We both get that one pretty easily there. And then final one was
SC and
Notre Dame. I took the Fighting Irish.
I couldn't believe. I thought I had SC figured out, and they tricked it. I took the cheese, and they fell down and didn't get up.
Yep, and 20 ranked USC falls to number 13 ranked Notre Dame. Notre Dame 34, USC 24. And then if you look at Notre Dame, I mean, you lose to number 10 Miami, you lose to number 16 Texas A&M. You think the world's falling, but then they beat Purdue, Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, USC.
They've been battling back.
And now they have Boston College, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, and Stanford.
They're set.
Playoffs. Again,
even if it's at 8, like you're fine. Like, yeah.
I think they're gonna sneak in there.
I think so.
And then obviously the last one we picked, Nebraska, Minnesota. We both took the L on that one. Not great. You get the tiebreaker though. Again, you were closer. I didn't even add up the points. I just knew that I was further off. We were both off by quite a bit. Where does that one rank in your most disappointing losses so far under the Matt Rule era? I think UCLA still won for me.
Yeah. I would say probably top 3 for sure.
UCLA won.
That Iowa game pissed me off too, though.
Jeff Sims in the Colorado game too. Actually, this game will be too. Jeff, because that game was like so weird. The defense played good.
Which game was that the one he had like 3 or 4 turnovers
on the road in Colorado? And the defense was playing lights out.
Yeah.
That was frustrating. But at least we knew the defense was all right.
I mean, he had a few games where he had multiple turnovers. So anything with Jeff Sims at quarterback, I would definitely, like to erase from my memory.
Yeah. I think he's still playing too, which is crazy.
At Arizona State, how? They wouldn't give me a year back. What did I do wrong?
The sad thing too is I know Jeff Sims didn't play great when he got his debut out there. So hey, you know what? Enjoy the college experience. If I was an athlete,
I guess
I would enjoy it too. Why not? All right, we'll go to break here. Those were our picks. DeWarnay wins this week, but I still got the lead. It's 3-2, but I'm only one game ahead, cumulative as well. So we'll have more picks this week. We'll probably do 6 again, and there'll be a lot more great games. Nebraska has Northwestern. I'm assuming we'll both pick Nebraska. I'm going to have to be a lot more careful on my spreads, though. I'm just way too optimistic by the time Thursday rolls around. Don't go anywhere. We'll throw it to break. Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates, financing, savings, and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back in. Don't Punt Hour, final segment. We'll wrap up with the coaching carousel that is spinning at 100 miles an hour right now. Arkansas, Oklahoma State, UCLA, Penn State, and now Florida. Take your pick. Are we missing any?
I think that's it.
I think those are the big ones. Obviously, I'm not talking D2, D3, but there's a lot of spots open right now. Yeah. And are you surprised at all to see Napier get let
Did you say Penn State? You said
Penn State, yep.
Am I surprised? No.
Yeah, I think you called it actually.
Once Penn State did what they did, they was checking Florida's temperature. Florida had to throw their hat in the game.
How happy is Indiana got to be to lock that thing up?
Oh, I mean they doing right by him.
They doing right by him, and they were wise to see the coaching carousel coming fast down the lane. Because if they didn't lock him up, that's so many calls that you would have to defend.
Florida, I'm trying to tell you, if Florida would have called Sig, as they call him, Sig.
Yep.
They said it. We can call him that now, Sig.
I like it. It's one of the cooler nicknames.
If Florida would have called him, I think they would have been sweating.
Yeah. I mean, he talks like a very loyal guy, but we hear this from coaches all the time. Even our guy Matt Rule, he's been loyal to Temple Baylor, but he always keeps a little bit of door open. But when Kurt Cignetti was talking, it sounded like he pretty much shut the door, at least for the
that's how it should be.
Time being.
That's how it should be.
It'd make the world a lot nicer.
That's how it should be.
Didn't leverage his coaching name to ask for more NIL money. Just said, yeah, I'll be here. He got a fat paycheck. Don't get me wrong, but deserved it. I can't name one coach who deserves it more than him. His two losses.
James Franklin.
Not even James Franklin.
James, regardless of whatever happened and everything like that, I think James Franklin was. I hope they get it right, Because what he did for that university, I don't think they appreciated what he did.
I fully agree with that.
I really don't. Other than Cignetti, like I said, James Franklin.
Which just to point this out, and just how unreal Cignetti is.
Dan, you can throw Dan Lanning in that too, because what he's done with Oregon. Is this year 3 with him? What he's doing?
Year 3 or 4?
I can't remember, but maybe 4. What Dan Lanning is in that conversation? He is on the same wavelength as Cignetti. On the same level.
I think Cignetti's in his own world right now. I mean, year 1 with the most garbage program in the Big Ten. I'd say, I mean, Purdue, Indiana, Northwestern, take your pick. And you lose 1 game in your first year to the defending champions. And now this year, you're undefeated. You already beat number 3 Oregon. You already beat the brakes off of number 9 Illinois, 63-10. And you beat Oregon by 10. And now you got UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, Purdue. So you probably go undefeated.
Is he coach of the year now? Is that?
I mean, he almost has to be. Like, this guy's unreal.
He didn't get coach of the year last year?
He probably did, but back to back. Give it to him.
Yeah.
Who's out coaching him? Nobody. So yeah, through 2 years, and if they go through like a perfect run, through 2 years, he'd have 1 regular season loss and 2 total losses.
That's crazy.
And obviously they lose to Notre Dame in the playoffs last year. So if you count postseason losses, he only has 2. Just unreal what that guy's done. So again, shout out to Indiana for locking that down. We only got a little bit of time here left, so I'll ask you. Husker basketball is back in exhibition form.
There you go.
Did you catch the BYU game?
I did not.
They take down number 8 BYU. Again, exhibition. Coaches are testing out lineups. It's not quite a real game, but they are competing out there.
It get the juices flowing.
Yeah, you're competing, and the Huskers get it done. They scored 90.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great to see a Husker basketball team score that many points. Rink Bass, the man who's back, he was 7 for 8 from the 3-point line.
Missing piece, you know.
The only concern I have about Husker basketball is inside presence, not really there.
And that might be some trouble in the Big Ten.
Usually is. So we'll have to gotta wait. Purdue's gonna throw out some 7-footer. You just know they got one in the back waiting
somewhere.
And if it's not their starter, it's their second stringer. They always get him, but that's probably the only area of concern. There's gonna be more pop up throughout the season, but on the bright side, Rink Bass still looked awesome, and he looks like the leader of the team. And we got to wait for the other guys. Sanford didn't shoot it necessarily great. Neither did Jamarcus Lawrence, but he's still, like I said, you scored 90 points. You'll take that versus a good BYU team. And I think they got Doan for their next scrimmage, but a really good start for Husker basketball. With that being said, good morning, Pierson-El. I'll ask you one more question. What is your expectations way too early for Northwestern? Do you think this team is going to get out of its own head and dominate that game, or are you expecting a lot more close games to finish out the year?
I think a bit of a snapback. This one should light a fire under them and everything like that. We get, offensive lineman back and everything like that. Yeah, Northwestern is a kind of chippy, work it out type of team, but I don't foresee, I think, blowout games, but a few double-digit win games in here, by 10 or so, I think are definitely capable and possible. We'll be playing some teams here in the cold later down into it and everything like that. A head coach-less team, So I mean, it's very, very optimistic.
Oh yeah, I forgot that opening.
That and I don't know if their quarterback is done for the season too as well.
Preston Stone, yeah, I think so.
Penn State's quarterback.
Oh, Penn State's
quarterback. I think he's done for the year.
Hour's done for the year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance to to get to string some games along.
Yep. Very exciting. We'll see. We've been in this situation before. We'll see if the guys can bounce back in a better way than in years prior. Don't go anywhere. Raf's Good Take on Sports coming up next. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll keep it rolling. Take a weeknights.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win